Hi everyone, my name is Delight and you're welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that will help your resume stand out as a fresh graduate if you don't have relevant experience and you also don't have enough things to show that you are ready to enter the job market, in quotes. So here are 5 things that you put in your CV or that you can put in your CV that will most likely get you an entry role or an intern role or max an interview or an invite back in the process of the application to whatever role you are applying for. So the first thing that you want to put in your resume is your bio. I will try and see if I can edit it and put it here, and I will arrange everything systematically to show that we're on the same page, right? So the first thing you put on your resume is your bio. Now your bio entails every of your personal details that can make the recruiter reach out to you. But this will include your name, whatever order you want, or depending on whatever order you want. This includes your name, that is your first name, your surname, and your middle name, or how you are addressed. So you put in your name. After your name, you then have your email address. Now make sure that you put a functional email address, not one that is dormant, and make sure that your email address is also formal, if you understand what I mean. Formal in the sense that we don't want to see, or people or recruiters don't most likely want to see anything that involves them crazybaby@yahoo.com or crazysarah@gmail.com. Your email should most likely contain your first name and your surname, and then @gmail.com or whatever at the end you want to put it, whether it's Gmail or Yahoo, or however you want to do it. Make sure that that email is functional, and make sure that you always check your spam to make sure that if you apply for jobs, the job applications, or if they ever get back to you, sometimes or most times it's usually stuck in your spam folder, so make sure you check that. So after your email address, you then have your phone number. Your phone number has to be the one that's the one that if your mom wants to call you, she can reach you now. Your phone number has to be something that if they call you, you are easily accessible through that phone. Don't go and put a number that is in your second phone, if you guys get what I mean. So yeah, your phone, so your name, your email address, your phone number, and then your house address also. Now your house address, when you're applying for a job, imagine you're applying for a job in Lagos State now, and then your house address is in Kano. You might get disqualified automatically based on that ground because you are in Kano and you're applying for a job in Lagos State. If the company doesn't offer you accommodation, how are you going to do that? Or if like relocating the candidate is not in their budget, you might be disqualified automatically. So we'll speak about that later, but you should know how to tailor your resume according to the role you're applying for, or even the location that you are applying to, guys. So after that, you then put in your education, that is maybe BSc International Relations, if it's a BSc or a BA or whatever they're giving you, then your course, and then the year you graduated from school, the period that you went to school, the duration for which you went to school for, and then the address of your university. After the bio, we have the summary. Now this summary entails the role you want to apply to, or the career field. Can we say a recent graduate looking for internship opportunities in digital marketing, a recent graduate looking for opportunities to gain hands-on experience in social media marketing. So these are examples of what your summary should look like. Your summary should not be too long. At the same time, it should be detailed enough to make sure that the recruiters can have an insight into what exactly you want to do. Do you get? So your summary doesn't really have to include anything from your past because you literally don't have any experience. You can just put those few words and details into what you are looking for, and yeah. So after the summary, now remember that this is for someone who is just fresh out of school, doesn't have experience, doesn't have anything relevant to put in their CV. You will then put a space for coursework or relevant courses. Now for that relevant courses, make sure whenever I tell people, they'll be like, oh, what course? Like, do you mean the course I did in school? Yes, the course you did in school. So now let's say I studied international relations and I'm applying for a job in an NGO. I can look for a course that applies to whatever that NGO is doing. For example, let's say I'm applying to an NGO that deals with like public health. If there's a course I did that relates to public health or anything that is similar to that public health, I would include it there. So I'm applying to a place like ECOWAS now. ECOWAS is like a community of West African states, right? And they deal with the economic, they manage the economies of this West African states. So I would look for a course that I did, maybe international economic relations or whatever, then I'll put it in my CV. So you can at least, so with this, you can have at least 3 or 4 courses that you've done in your school that is relevant to that. Don't forget that these courses that you're putting should also be relevant to the role you're applying for. Don't forget. So now, after those you've put those courses, we then move into the fourth, which is skills. Now your skills can include soft skills or technical skills or whatever skills you have. Skills can include like copywriting, maybe like content creation or photography, or you can even also include how proficient you are in Microsoft tools. For example, if you're someone who is very good with data in Microsoft Excel, because you don't really need experience to know how to do Excel and some other things, you can literally just put, for when you want to include Microsoft tools, you can just put the tools, and for help, you can just put like the rating score. It can be like, oh, 4/5 or 8/10. Besides, for example, Microsoft PowerPoint, you can put 8.5/10. So at least that's how it's. So it's telling the recruiter that that's the amount of proficiency you have in that. So don't overlook putting my PowerPoint and Excel. If you're applying to maybe most offices now, every office will require you to use Excel, so you should be able to put those things inside, right? Now, if you're also someone who's very good with presentations, maybe you were always the group leader in school that used to do presentations for your group. You can also, if there's a way, you can put link to presentations, and then when you put the link to it, you can include not maybe like 1 or 2 of your best presentations included, so at least they have an idea of how good you are at presentations. Do you understand? Yes. You cannot answer, but yes, you understand. So yeah, you can put those things. So skills, copywriting, content creation, social media marketing, proficient in Microsoft Office, proficient in Microsoft Word. Now after skills, we now have interests. So this is, what are your interests? What do you like to do? So you can put, for example, I can say I like to volunteer with orphanages. It might seem like it's dumb, but it's not. Considering I'm trying to apply to an NGO, that is not far-fetched. Do you understand? So for my interest, I can put volunteering in orphanages. I can put public speaking. But some recruiters take what you put on your resume very seriously. So make sure that what you're doing, you can actually do it. I don't support lying. Please don't lie. So you can put always as in volunteering in orphanages, public speaking, writing, whatever. Just make sure that these are skills that show that you have something, even though you don't have experience. And after, you can now put like your references, like you just put the references, and then you don't have to put your referees at that moment. You can just put available upon request, and we're good to go. So that's all, and I hope I wasn't too quick, but I hope you learned 1 or 2 things. So if you have any questions, just feel free to comment, and then I would reply. Yeah, so thank you, and see you in my next video. My next video will be on if you just have 1 year of experience and you want to curate your resume, how can you do that? So yeah, stay tuned, and bye guys, see you in my next video.